Hi guys, it's Dev from the Modernist Colourist. I've got a video today which is an absolute massive book haul. There's a couple of bits of supplies mixed in there. I've got some happy mail and I've recently, very proudly, just passed 1,000 subscribers. So I have two giveaways, one for international and one for UK residents. I'm hoping that you're going to like the video. I'm sorry about the lack of content and the delay with Momo Vimba. I'm not going to go into great lengths and detail, but a friend of mine passed away last week. He was only 45, and it quite kind of hit me hard. So that was the reason for not starting on the 1st of November. So I hope that you do understand that, and obviously it's a sickening thing to find out. My concentration's been all up in the air. I've not been working as hard as I usually do. I managed to get half a day off to look after his mother for one of the days. But anyway, I just want to explain myself without going into length and breadth of it all. It's been a rough week. I won't deny that, but I'm a strong fella, and you know, I'm still here fighting. So, right, the first thing I'd like to show you is my happy mail. But before I do that, I just want to show you the latest on my swatches that I showed you on my last video. Now, what I did was with the Holbeins was that I'll get back to that page. As you can see on here, I did really small, mistakenly really. I'm kind of toying with the idea of ripping this out and starting again, although it took me that long. It's a bit disheartening. But then I realised that I had a stencil, so I left this page blank purposely to add colour combinations. Excuse me, but when I started the Pablos, as you can see on here, they look a lot better in this format. I think you will agree. It's a bigger swatch, and also it shows you the capability of the colour in two halves. So that's the latest with that. It is a very good idea, this swatch book malarkey, especially in a multimedia art book, because obviously this is going to contain various mediums such as watercolours and paints and markers. So I just want to update you on that. So first of all, the happy mail that I first received was this gorgeous set, as you can see on here, of Calero pearl colours made by Finetech. The colours on here are absolutely outstanding. They are silver pearl, fine gold, shining pink, red, fine lilac, red violet, red brown, bronze, blue green, green pearl, blue silver and blue pearl. Now, these were very kindly gifted to me by Kathy Bradley. I was absolutely shocked when I opened the happy mail. There was a lovely note in there, and like I say, it's very it took me back. It really did. And to get something as expensive as this kind of blew my mind, really. So I can't thank you enough, Kathy. And thanks very much indeed for the thought and sending those on to me. They'll be very much used, I can assure you. So that's that. The second piece of happy mail I received was this, which is the Scandinavian version of Phantomorphia. I received a really cute, I don't know if you can quite see that, a little hand watercoloured little design card with a note on the back, which I won't read. This is from May. It was absolutely fantastic of her to send me this book. It's a collector's edition, as you know, because it's got parts of Geomorphia in here, as well as the full Phantomorphia book. So again, I was absolutely beside myself with opening this parcel, and I can't thank you very much enough, May. So that's been a lovely, lovely thought, and thank you very much indeed. Now, my third piece of happy mail I've had to stick in the book pile. Just bear with me 1 second, please, because it's an extremely large book. So just bear with me. Here we are. Now, this is, I'm going to try and pronounce it, but this is called Bland Uglo Ok Fogamigej. Now, I've probably butchered that, but this is from another subscriber called Karina, who lives in Sweden. And I'd never heard of this book before. And I've looked at it, and what an absolutely gorgeous book it is. It's massive. The paper quality is absolutely fantastic. It's by Tina Walling. And then ironically, I've later seen this on Colour with Claire's channel, who does fantastic book reviews. So, as you can see, the paper, it's one-sided, it's perforated, and the paper is really, really good quality. There are some lovely designs in here. I'm not going to do a flip through of the full book because I have that many books to show you today. It's going to have to be a requested flip through if anybody wants one, as per usual. But I just wanted to show you the care and thought that's gone into this book. She'd kind of looked at my videos according to the email I received, and she'd not seen me purchase this. She'd not seen it in my mini tour that I did. So again, absolutely astounded I was. I just can't believe that somebody would want to do that. So that's that. Now I'm just going to do a quick book haul and show you my latest work that I've done, and then also there are a couple of bits of supplies to show you, and then at the end of the video I'm going to go through the 1000 subscriber giveaway. Okay, so as per usual, if anybody does want a flip through, just request it, and I am more than happy to do that. The first book I got is this, and this is Fanciful Dogs in Secret Places, and it's entitled A Dog Lover's Colouring Book. Now, it's printed in Canada and it's distributed by Waves of Colour Macmillan. Now, the reason, as per usual, I liked this book was the quality. It's not my usual thing for colouring in, but some of the images in here are so cute. And not only that, there is a lot of mindless colouring in here, and there is a lot for gel pens and fine liners, which tend to get neglected these days, certainly in my collection. So it's a lovely book. As you can see, you know, there is a bumper amount of images in here. Some of them are quite comical, some of them are really cute. And the illustrations are by somebody called Honoel, which is spelled Honoel. And they're pretty, I mean, if you look at the first image in the book, I mean, how cute is that? It's very, very intricate, but I really like the book because of the quality, and it's a heavy book, great paper, so that's that one. Then we move on to another book I picked up, again on the quality side of it. This is the Disney Christopher Robin Deluxe Colouring Book. It's from the all-new live-action movie, and it's produced by Centum. And as you can see, an absolute delight as far as quality. It's really thick paper. It's on a bright white textured paper, and of course you've got Winnie the Pooh here in various poses. and it's just so nice. The quality is just absolutely fantastic. I think I'll be using watercolours in this one, and hopefully, you know, sort of get a grips to increasing my skill with them. Very weighty book. Like I say, I am a sucker for a great quality book. This is lovely, and it's just part of the haul that I got. Then we move on to, I showed a Charles Santor book a while ago in one of my flip throughs, which was the best of. It was like a compilation of fairy tales, and quite people like that book. And then I've been looking at this quality wise, and again, it's absolutely gorgeous. There are, I think there's 28, is there? So look, 21, apologise. There are 21 images in the book, all with a thumbnail in the back and front. Again, it's made by Pomegranate. You all know my feelings for Pomegranate books. I think they're the best out there at the moment. The paper is super quality. It's got a list here of all the titles of the images. And then you've got image 1 here, Snow White's mother dreams of having a child. And then you've got various other images from the story. Like I said, it's only a quick show and tell of the book rather than an in-depth review, which I'm happy to do for you later. So that's the Charles Santor Snow White colouring book by Pomegranate. Let me just see if there's an illustrator's name in here, because obviously Charles Santor's done the original pictures, but I just think they've been, it's been designed by Tristan Jackman. So he's obviously collated all the images of Charles Santor, put them together and put them out for a Pomegranate book. So that's excellent. That's another one I can highly recommend. And then following on in that kind of scene is this one. This is also illustrated by Charles Santor. However, this is, when you see the book online, it doesn't look that thin. It's terribly thin, as you can see. The cover is a bit, it's 50-50. You can hear the wobble in it, so there's no sturdiness. Again, it's got the lovely thumbnails on the inside pages of the cover, but it's not as good as the other ones. The illustrations are, but the quality of the book isn't, I'm afraid. So, as you can see on here, you know, the illustrations are cute. It does tell a story on this side, but the book itself, not very sturdy. And I would imagine if it's not looked after properly, it would rip quite easily. So a little bit disappointed with that, but not the actual outcome of it. Then I got Mermaids in Paradise, which is the one I didn't have, by Denise Klett. Obviously, with the resurgence of gnomes in the neighbourhood, she's becoming quite a famous artist at the moment. And this is the one I didn't have. I managed to get it on eBay for £4. The illustrations in here are just adorable. The paper is excellent, and I'm sure that everybody agrees that her next book will be a big seller. So I don't really need to go into depth to that. There's probably hundreds of reviews online for this book. But if you would like me to do one, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, now this is another book I got called Dragons and Magical Creatures colouring book. Excuse me while I just have a drink of tea. Yeah, the Dragons and Magical Creatures colouring book. It says advanced colouring book. I'm not sure why. It's a hard cardboard cover book. It's by The Book House, a Celeria imprint. It doesn't say who the illustrations are by. It does have the find and search object like Kirby has on his books. They're just keys in each image. This is kind of curly art. I'm not over the moon with this kind of art, but some of the images in here will be coloured by myself. I love some of them. Things like this hieroglyphic type boldness is not my kind of scene. But certainly things like this Roman gladiator, these two dragons on here, and this cute guy here will be coloured. It is a good book. It wasn't very expensive. It's a well-made book. It's going to stand the test of time, which is one of the key factors I have when buying a book. I quite like this knight's jousting one with the dragon. That looks pretty good. There's some mythical creatures here, and there's another jousting one here where a kind of St. George figure is killing a dragon. So I'd give the book sort of 7 out of 10 for its quality and some of the images. Some of them are a bit over the top as far as glare is concerned, and thick lines and too much patterning, but it is a good book, and like I said, it wasn't mega expensive, so I'm quite happy with the purchase all the same. Then this book, just get prepared for a load of cuteness. This is Cute and Crazy, Critters Village, The Mouse Family Volume 1 by Fern Brown. I saw this, and the opening page tells you that each character's got a name. So there's Daddy Mouse, who's called Harold. There is the baby called Sweet Pea, Sister Ellie, Mummy Mouse is Dottie, and there's Benji and Bailey, 2 boys. Again, it shows you all the thumbnails. There's a test area here, but wait while you see some of the images. I mean, even somebody like me can just think, oh wow. I mean, how cute's that picnic, please? They've got all sorts of little details on it, and it ain't until you actually look at it properly that you sort of realise that it looks quite simplified from a distance, and then you look and you think there's quite a lot of hidden detail in these. Even the clock here is a mouse clock. There's the toys down on the floor here, baby mouse here. And then up on the shelves, you've even got a gonk on a pencil, which I found quite amusing. So, this was terribly inexpensive book. I'll just find a few pages that are cute to show you, and then I'll obviously do a flip through if anybody wants one. That's another great one. They're playing pirates up on the tree house. The 2 brothers, I presume. You've got Mummy Mouse down here with 2 hot chocolates with marshmallows. There's a telescope on the floor. It's very, 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 very cute. And also very whimsical, I know that, but who can resist a bit of cuteness now and again? So that's that book. That's the Cute and Crazy Critters Village, The Mouse Family Volume 1 by Fern Brown. This just actually in the pile, so I'll show you now rather than at the end, but it's just a piece I've just recently done. Obviously this one on the left is the original, and the one on the right is what I've done. I've called it the Giraffe Lady. I have used overlay on the butterflies here, transparent overlay, which kind of brings it to life a little bit. I used the Faber-Castell Gold Faber pencils with this. They haven't got a lot of skin tones, but what I didn't want to do was cheat. So I used what they were, and I think I did not too bad to get a reasonable complexion with it. It took me about 6 hours this, with all the hair detail and everything, but I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. And at least, you know, I've got a colouring page to show you that I've managed to complete lately. Well, like I say, it's been so erratic around here at the moment that I had time to do any colouring. Another one I got was the Big Kids colouring book, which is Fairy Houses and Fairy Doors. It's single-sided for wet media, markers and paints. This is by Dawn Boyer, PhD. And again, it's just going to be a quick flip through, but as you can see, all the sketches in here, they're all like tree houses, fairy houses, doors, mega cute. Good to test all sorts of different mediums on, which is why I bought these. There's a couple that I've got. I mean, that one for instance, if you're trying to practice your trees and your blending for the different browns and moss and that kind of thing, these are perfect. You know, because you've got the doors as well to do the same thing on. But it's a really cute book. Again, quite inexpensive, reasonably well made. It will stand the test of time. It's thick, not thick, but it's got a reasonable cover on it, and it's quite well made and well printed. So I wanted to show you that one. Just bear with me a second. Okay. Then I got this one, which is Fantastic Flora and Fauna, Volume 3. But it's based on photobombing animals, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And it wasn't until I opened it that some of them, I mean, the backgrounds are grayscale, and it's just showing you photobombing animals. Some of them are really poor, some of them are really good. But as you can see, I mean, that one's really funny. This one's very cute, the squirrel with all the trees in the background. Then you've got some drawings of a hedgehog. Then you've got the hedgehog without the photobombing, and then you've got the frog, and then the frog without photobombing. So that must be the way this book is set out. Very cute, very good to practice on, inexpensive. And it's one of these books where if you muck something up, it won't make the slightest bit of difference, because you can move on to another one. And it's about getting to the stage or the level that you want to get at, so these are perfect. So that's that one. And about 3 weeks late, this came. I ordered it probably with the last haul that I got, which is The Enchanted Halloween by Hannah Lynn. Everyone's probably seen this book. More than happy to do a flip through though if people want to have one, but it came 3 weeks late. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was stock or whether it was just a mix up with the order or what. I'm not sure, but it came and I thought, well, do I send it back? And then I thought, no, I've got it for next year if nothing else. So I've got that one. Then I got myself the Intense 72 set. I'm really pleased I managed to get this. I have got, I think, about 19 separates in there, in one of the cases. So I've always been on the lookout to make it the full set, but now I've just got a few spares, obviously. I just need to get a case to put these in. But they were at a good price to what they usually are, and I managed to get them on a good deal with free postage. So I treat myself to those. And then this is a quirky book. This is called The Gingerbread Paint Book, and it's by Charlotte Biff. Now, I had very old parents, me, so I was brought up, you know, my mum and dad had me in their 40s. So of course, my grandma and everybody had seen the war and that kind of thing. So I was used to seeing some of the stuff in here and the way that these images are drawn, which obviously drew me towards the book. It's very, very cute, but it's drawn in a very 50s illustrative way, which they used to do in those days. And as you can tell by some of the stuff in the book, you know, I don't know where it is at the moment, but there's a page with the children playing toys on the floor, and those toys are just a rattle and you know, a spinning top, that kind of thing. Yeah, no electronic devices or anything like that. But the sort of vintage look of it and the way that it's single-sided, and they've put like a sheen on this side. I don't know if you can see the water print on that. It says more art on it. But it kind of obviously protects the other page, and they've put some thought into it. So yeah, I mean, this guy's eating bread and jam, look, which were a staple diet in the 50s for any child, I can assure you that. This girl here brushing her teeth. So it's just the simple things in life, which kind of reminded me of my parents, well, certainly my grandparents anyway. And like these toys here, very simplistic look, just teddy bears and very primitive pull-along stuff on wheels. But I wanted it, and it's called the gingerbread paint, but I wanted it purely because, you know, you can do some colouring in that and it can take you back and you can be a bit nostalgic with it. And I don't mean depressed nostalgic, I mean sort of happy. And you know, you have a big smile on your face and you remember the days where, well, I certainly do remember when I used to visit my grandma's of households very similar to that one. Then I got this book, Dreamlings 3 by Edwina McNamee. Now I can assure you this book is absolutely so cute, it is unbelievable. There are, let's have a look, that's the book belongs to page. I'm just trying to find the information on the book. There is a colour test page on the back. They've nicked my stencil idea. Boy, now! But it looks like they're all doubled up, one in black, one in white. But it doesn't say how many images there are, but there are a lot. And as you can see, they are extremely cute. There's a lot in here to practice with. You've got gems on this one, and leaves and foliage. And then you've got this one. The one I want to show you for cuteness is, it's like a family portrait pic. Here it is. The family of rabbits, look. I mean, how cute's that? Stood under dandelions and mushrooms. The girl rabbit's holding a carrot in her hand, a bit like an ice cream. Very inexpensive. It's not, you know, magically made, but it's sturdy enough, and it's of reasonable quality, and it's quite inexpensive. So I got that one. Then I got another big kids colouring book, which is the Fairy Houses and Doors, Volume 2. So it's same as the other one, but this one's better. In fact, it's a lot better because it has backgrounds with it, whereas the other one didn't. But as you can see on here, there is some imaginative illustrations on here. All the houses and the doors have got different patterns, different surroundings. There's one looking from the outside in, inside out as well. And as you can see, there are hundreds and hundreds of just cuteness doors. I bought these to practice on, and no other reason, but they are still cute as well. I got this nice little town Christmas. This was enabled by Sammy. I saw it on one of her videos. I think it was last week or the week before, I'm not sure. Again, very cute. These mice get up to some mad stuff in this book. You can see through all the different rooms in the treehouse here. You've a toilet with toilet roll that's bigger than the mouse itself, but never mind. You've got one of the children mouse here trying to train a ladybug to jump through a hoop. So it's really, really comical as well as whimsical. And the one I like in here is this one. It absolutely had me in stitches. The mother has put that many layers on the mouse child. He's as stiff as a board. He can't even move. And I don't know if you look in great detail, but on the end of the tail, she's even put a covering on the end of the tail. She's like the epitome of a good mum that has put about 15 layers on a child before he goes out in the snow, which because obviously the sledge is there ready. I found it quite funny and quite, I can connect with that. I certainly can. So that was that one. Then Charles Santor again raised his head, and I got the Wizard of Oz, which is made very, very similar to Peter the Rabbit one. It's a flimsy cover. The artwork though makes up for it. It's absolutely breathtaking. This particular image in the forest here is just fantastic. I'll be using watercolours on this. I've just ordered some new paints and stuff, so I'll be obviously making a lot of mistakes, but that one for instance is good practice for watercolour. Sorry, there we go. So yeah, again another good book by Charles Santor, but the quality is not as good as the rest of them. Excuse me while I have a drink, please. And then we move on to a book I found online. This is called Epic Journeys, colouring book. And what it is there are 4 illustrators called Jeff Easley, Larry Elmore, Dana Knutson and Mark Nelson. All of those 4 have got a section in this book that they have put together and called it Epic Journeys. It's part of the Other Worlds series, Icons of Fantasy. There is a colour palette test page here. The paper is extremely good quality. Now the Epic Journeys, Jeff Easley's is called Aurora's Fairyland Odyssey. Mark Nelson's section is called Happy Trails. Larry Elmore's section is called Ivona the Enchantress. And finally Dana Knutson at the end of the book is called Return of the Queen. So I won't go into detail. It does tell you a little bit about each artist before their section starts. I'll show you a couple from each artist and then move on to the next one. That's the next one. Very good artwork, in fact extremely good artwork. These are Dana Knutson's at the end. And these are Larry Elmore's. This is Ivona the Enchantress. So you've 4 different flavours of kind of fantasy art. It's a really good book in so much that there is so much going on each page. You can use multimedia on these, no problem, and would make a good piece to start and use all your supplies on. So I'm really happy I got that one. Then I got Anne Stokes's Fantasy Art colouring book. Now this reminds me of the Elena Lazareva one that I showed you the picture in that I've just done, in so much that there is colour illustrations in the front like her book has. I mean, that is breathtaking, do you not think? Stunning. And then it goes on to the line art. There are 42 images in this book, They are unfortunately double-sided, but as you can see, they are superb. That is a fantastic one. I'm really happy with it. The quality of this book is really good. The paper's good. The only downside is obviously the double-sidedness. But then you've got sassy mamas at the back of the book. But they're all in full colour illustration. That image is in the book somewhere. And that looks fantastic, doing it in that salmony pink colour, the dragon. With all those lines of shading in there, that should be fantastic to do. With a bit of red here and there. So I'm really, really happy with that. I'll probably start on that reasonably soon. That's my kind of colouring book. Then, as part of the mindless stuff that I take upstairs and just while I'm watching TV and stuff like that, I got this Colour Me Cluttered book. It's just, again, something else to give me gel pens and fine liners some love. I don't tend to pull them out much anymore, but books like this, you can just watch a film or whatever, football, and just, you know, mindlessly colour this book, and it allows me to use supplies rather than just let them sit there, because I do enjoy using fine liners as well. And that's that. That's Colour Me Cluttered. It's by Darrell Godfrey, and let's see who the manufacturer is. It's a Perigee book, and it says on here that Darrell Godfrey is an illustrator and photographer whose work has appeared in numerous books and magazines, currently contributing photography to the East Hampton Star newspaper. So that's the book in its entirety. So if anybody wants to flip through that, not a problem. Those two. There's actually another bit of Happy Mail here that I don't know who it's from, but somebody sent me this colour wheel. If you're watching, thank you very, very much indeed. I'm not sure how it got here or who it's from, but like I say, I've never had one of these, and it shows you obviously the colour theory in some depth. It gives you warm colours, cool colours, it gives you tints, and then on the back you can look at the supplementary colours and the harmonious colour schemes, and just turn it to the colour that you want, and then it'll give the opposite or the complementary opposite, which is really, really good. So for instance, you go to yellow, the complementary is violet, the split complementary is blue violet and red violet, and just shows you that way. So like I say, I've not had a chance to thank anybody for it, but it was a lovely gift, and thank you very much. Then I got this book, which is a very, very good quality book. It's heavy, it's hard, and the paper is, as you can, it's almost like a pack of playing cards, this paper. It's called Belle Jardin, and it's Colour the Garden of Your Dreams, and they're all hand drawn by Peggy Jo Ackley. There is an introduction with a load of tips, and it's published by Sellers Publishing in South Portland. So there's a tip section. There is tips on how to erase. In this book, the illustrator says this book works best with a kneaded rubber eraser, something that I probably wouldn't have thought of. And it just tells you about flowers, leaves, round objects, and how to colour them, and checking your light sources and that sort of thing. So the book starts here. There's a lot of recipes as well in here. This one is for applesauce raisin bread, which sounds like my kind of thing. And then of course you've got the ingredients to colour. You've got, I mean, that one is really, really good. Plant a tree, it says. And then as you go through the book, flipping through quickly, you've got hours and hours of mindless colouring in here. Nothing too taxing, but what it has got is a lot of practice as well. And as a bonus, you've got some old-fashioned recipes. There's some for blueberry muffins, so I might rattle some pots and pans in my kitchen and get some of those made. Let's have a look. Then I got this one, which is Monster Doodles Invasion. This is by Ronnie Pios. Not too happy with this book, if I'm honest. It looked alright from the previews I'd seen, but as I've got it, nah. I won't be using this book. If anybody does like it and wants it, they can have it. By all means, just give me your address and I'll post it on to you. It's not my kind of thing. There are some decent images in it, such as that one that's got a bit of anime and that. But these other ones are just repetitive, you know, they're just like all the monsters in every page doing the same thing. And all you can see from a distance is just a load of mouths open in black. But there are people out there that would like it, and like I say, I'm more than happy to pass this on. It's in excellent condition, as you can see. It's a Julia Rivers book, so if you do want it, give me a shout. You can have it. Okay, then I got the I'm subscribed to Colouring Heaven, and then the anime special came. Excuse me. I'm not too happy with it, if I'm honest. This is the issue 42, 40 exclusive designs from Collateral Damage Studios. I've looked through it, and there's possibly one or two I'd have a go at. That's probably one of them, but I don't like it. It's part of my collection though, so you know, I'm not complaining. This magazine is something else. It's something that I look forward to every month. They have incredible work in here, but for some reason this one's just not struck a chord with me. I mean, that sort of colouring is not my idea of fun at all. So it's a bit of a thumbs down for me for that particular edition anyway, not for the company. The cover actually at the front is about the best colouring, and the back in the whole book, which says a lot really. Okay, now this book is absolutely fantastic. Don't ask me to pronounce it, but it is the latest from Rita Berman. It follows in the footsteps of the seasons ones, the autumn, winter, spring and summer. I don't know what that means, and I've not Googled it, so it's one of them ones that, you know, I'm not going to pretend that I can understand it. However, it's the same size as all the other ones. I was going to get one out to show you, but I don't think I need to. Everybody knows what size they are. But the thickness and quality of this book, I mean, you can see there the thickness. It's a well-made book, and the images are just unbelievably cool. They're right up my street. I mean, I like Rita Berman anyway, and this is I don't know if it's a compilation of all the other four, or I don't know if it's something completely different, but it came up on my recommendations obviously because I bought the others. That one in particular is a fantastic image, very detailed. It takes some time, but again, very, very good. So I got that one. I'm running out of room here. This is a card that I got sent with my book from the lady from Sweden called Karina. As you can see, that's hand coloured, which I thought I'd show you. Very, very well done. It's beautiful, in fact. That is in the book. At the back there are sections where you can cut out postcards and cards like this. She's gone to a lot of effort to actually send the book, like I said before, with looking at my hauls and you know what I've got in my collection. She knew, well, she was pretty sure I didn't have the book. So she's taken a lot of time and effort, especially with the card as well, and then there's a lovely note on the inside. So I want to show you that. Then I got a set of Graphitint 24 count. They are to go with the ink tents. I've been speaking to a couple of people, one being a friend of mine who's got his own channel, and these kind of follow on. I think I heard Frances mention it on her channel as well, but these kind of follow on from the ink tents in so much that they can be used with them. But as you see by the colours on here, they're very muted. Like the image that's on the tin is, you know, it's very kind of organic and earthy. So these are more subtle tones that can spin off and work with the ink tents. So that's why I've got them to, they'll obviously go in the same pencil case as those. And you've just got a little bit of alternative if the image that you're doing warrants it. You've got some earthy tints there to work with the ink tents. So I've got those. Nearly at the end now, guys. The last few books are these. So if anybody's seen any of my first kind of videos, I've collected all these pictorial ones, and I know Rebecca has on her channel as well. But I've not seen this Paul Cox's Christmas one before. I think it's new, but don't quote me on that. This is beautiful. As you can see on the imagery here, it's one massive concertina of colouring. It's incredibly good quality paper that can be used with any medium. I mean, that is something else. That would look absolutely fantastic coloured with ink tents, I think, and then accented with whatever you choose, stickles or whatever. But I do like this series, and I've done quite a lot of pictures in these, especially in the bigger books. So I got that one as part of the collection. And then I got this book called A Festive Holiday Christmas Adult Colouring Book. Now this is by Lemon Drop Colouring. I've never heard of them before. There's a test page, but I got it based on the fact that it's kind of cuteness overload. And the images are absolutely fantastic. So if you look at these, I mean obviously there's the odd few filler pages, but it's so much fun, you know. This one for Christmas, the Christmas meal. You've got the robins with the holly. You know, anything themic towards Christmas. That's magnificent. They've built a house, frosted house, or gingerbread house even. It just looks really, really good. They've got the pipe in there that they're doing. And this girl's rolling out some mixture. You've got Santa here. Nope, not on that one. Here. So it was very inexpensive. I'm happy to do a flip through if anybody wants one. I've never heard of Lemon Drop before. Very good book. I think it was £4 or £4 or £5 or something like that. Very, very good though. Then I got Serene Little Village. I got the first one and I recommended it to Zoe Archer on her channel. She went and bought it. And because I did that, this came up on my recommendations, the Tiny Fairies of the Flower Meadow. So this is in the same vein as the first one. But how cute is it? It's as good, if not better, than the first one. I mean, that's a busy page, granted. But if you look at all the details on there, you'd have a ball with it. So that's there for a flip through if anybody wants one. Well, I'll put all else up there, otherwise it'll fall down. And finally, this is my favourite one-ish that I've got out of the haul. This is by Just To Kawaii, and it's Grimm's Fairy Tales Adult Colouring Book Volume 1. Now, if you search for Grimm Fairy Tales, you'll find loads. But this one is absolutely adorable. Everything in here is just so cute, as you can see. You've got Hansel and Gretel here. Then a little bit about Hansel and Gretel. I mean, look at that. Her hair is bigger than her body, but looks really cute. Really like this book. I'm going to be working in this quite a lot. There's just one other image I wanted to show you if I can remember where it is. I can't find it at the moment. But if anybody wants a flip through, I'll do one of that, and then hopefully I can show you the image that I really like in it. I've got one last thing to show you, and then I'll move on to the giveaway. Okay. Now, I've got myself a leather, well, not leather, I think it's fake leather, but it's a binder for, obviously for loose leaf paper. And it's got a load of pockets inside, but I was gifted by a friend on absolutely fantastic quality paper. I think it's 160 or 220 GSM this. All these loose leaf Chinese images. So I wanted somewhere, number one, to put them when they're done, and then to keep them, you know, from dirt and what have you. And I got this, just bear with me a second. And I got this to, so if I manage to get any PDFs in future, I think Frances has got this. I'm not 100% sure. I saw it on a video this morning. I asked if it was the same one, but I don't think she's replied to it yet, but I couldn't see the clip on it. But obviously you can put one of these on there like that, not a problem, and get on with your colouring, and nothing's going to get bent or skew whiffed or anything like that. So that's the reason why I got it, and it is really nice. So I wanted to show you all that. It's extremely heavy, so I shouldn't be putting it in here really, but never mind. Right, the most important bit of the video. I've only been going since August, and I think it was the 20th, or it may have been the 13th, but one of those two dates anyway. So I've really just gone past 2 months, and to have over 1,000 subscribers already is absolutely, it just blows my mind, it really does. I would never have thought in a million years that anybody would be interested in listening to you know, a big Yorkshireman with a deep accent talk about colouring. But I hope my passion for the hobby comes across in the way I speak, and I hope that we continue to grow as a channel. There will be some links at the end of this video to support the channel if that's something you would like to do, but don't feel obliged by any means. What I've had to do with this giveaway, unlike the first one I did, is that because you've got international and the UK, I've split it into two. Now, for the UK, because it's easier to post. The giveaway is slightly better, but it's nothing that won't be enjoyed by the internationals when you see what you're going to get with that. So for the UK and England, the UK and Ireland and whatever, I have got this giveaway, which is a full set of colour blend pencils by Spectrum Noir. They're each in packs of 24. You have the florals there. As you can see, they're all brand new. They've never been used. You've got the florals there. I know I gave Kate and Sammy some last time in the smaller tins. I've had excellent feedback from Kate. She says that they're really, really good. I've used them. I enjoy them. I've got another set in a case over there. This is the 24 shading tone, all with its original protective paper. So that's 48 pencils. Then you've got the Naturals set, which again is brand new. Then you've got the Essentials. A lot of these have portrait and skin tones in them, you can see here. And then the final tin is the primaries. And that set is worth, I think, about £60–70. So it's a good giveaway prize. But not only with that, I'm going to give away some Crayola Pro brush tips. These cannot be bought. I've gone through all that with you before, but I'd like somebody else to have some as well. So they're part of the giveaway. Also part of the UK giveaway is a brand new book, Twilight Garden by Maria Troll. It's an unused brand new book, never been coloured in, and in excellent condition. So that's part of the giveaway. Also in the same bundle is, with us talking about Denise Klett lately, there is Fairies in Dreamland here. Again, a brand new book. And finally there is the Jade Summer anime book. So one lucky UK subscriber will win all that, which is going to take some shipping, but you can imagine if I were to ship that to anybody abroad, then I'd be selling my house. So that's that. In return for my international subscribers, I am just going to provide a gift card for $40 on Amazon. So how I'm going to do it is this. So let me just reiterate the rules. That this giveaway, this massive set here is for UK only, because of as you can imagine, it's going to cost quite a lot to post it out. So that this is going to be for UK only. Okay. It's slightly more in cost, I would assume, but this is a great starter pack for anybody who's starting colouring. You've got 3 different types of paper, you've got all these pencils, and you've got some markers. So the only thing I will ask is that it goes to somebody who hasn't got a channel. I don't think that would be fair on the other subscribers. So that's the UK package. The international package is approximately $40 or around 35 quid in English. So whether you're Australian or whatever, we'll do a conversion and we'll work it out. And obviously if it's slightly over, that's not an issue. We'll work it in your favour as opposed to mine. Now, what I want to do for this giveaway is I want you to put in the description your favourite. You must, first of all, you must be subscribed, and you must like this page. And then I just want you to put in the description, what is your favourite thing about this channel? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through each one. If people put the same one, then I'll ask them for something else. I also would like to receive constructive criticism. I don't mind, anything to push forward and make this a better channel. I'm more than happy to do so. It doesn't have to be praise. I'm not looking for, I'm not that way inclined at all. So it's the integration with me that I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who has watched the channel, who has not just signed up to get this giveaway, that has watched the videos, they've listened to the way I speak, and I want you to put something in the comments that you like about the channel or you think could improve the channel, and I will pick a winner. What you must put after your piece in the comments is whether you are a UK or an international subscriber, and just put the country next to it for me, please, if you are. So that's what I want you to do, and then I'm going to start Movember this week sometime. Like I said right at the beginning of the video, I do apologise, but obviously the unexpectancy of it all, and then the rushing around because his mum's very, very old. She didn't know what to do. He's got no brothers and sisters, that kind of thing. So I had to kind of step in and help her with preparations and all sorts of stuff. So that's the reason why we delayed. But on a positive note, I cannot thank people enough for supporting me. The people who have sent, I don't know if you look through my videos, but some of the comments, there are hundreds of them, and all positive. I'm yet to actually delete anything that's been put on there negative, if I'm 100% honest with you. So I'm fortunate that way. So this is why I want to do this competition as more personal. So I just want you to put down in the description something that you enjoy about the channel, something that you feel that could be worked on moving forward, and then we're going to try and achieve that to make this channel all singing and all dancing, and hopefully become an established channel. So that's it for me today. I'm sorry I've not spoke to you for a while. Please feel free to ask me for any flip throughs that you might want. I'm more than happy to do them. They're only kind of 10-15 minutes each, so I'm more than happy to do that. I hope you all have a lovely Sunday, what's left of it. I'm going to pick a friend up from the airport shortly, about 9 p.m. So I'll be out and about. And thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate everything that's been said, everything that you do. I've made some great friends, even the odd one or two that don't speak to me. I'll just say that again, it's very, very nice to meet you, and I hope you keep smiling. So thanks very much from me. Get your thinking caps on, get some nice interaction done, and tell me why we like this channel, and tell me why, or how should I say, we can improve it. I'm only saying I don't want a channel to win these, because most channels have got umpteen sets of pencils, and I'd rather have somebody that hasn't hardly got anything to win this. So please, if you do have any of these items, or certainly you have the best part of this giveaway and you've got them already, don't enter, because this is going to be an excellent prize for somebody who's wanting to get off the ground, kind of thing. So it's been lovely talking to you. I will announce the winners in 2 weeks today, so you've plenty of time to get your thinking caps on. And in the meantime, I will upload my first Movember piece, which I'm going to start. I've piled all the books on top of Movember, and I was going to show you the image that I've started. just bear, that I'm going to start, should I say. So just bear with me 1 second while I clear all this off. You see, I haven't rehearsed the video. So I'm going backwards and forwards here, but never mind. So right, this is more Movember. Let me just move this gift out of the way. This is more Movember, and the picture that I'm going to start for the colour along. It doesn't have to. If you haven't got this book, you can use any book that's similar. If you want to do the same page as me, then all well and good. If you want to do another one, also all well and good. But the picture that I've picked to start with is, if I can find it, is this one. There we go. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm hoping to do it justice. Obviously, I realised after I'd picked it that it is a double page spread, but we will start with this as the main focus. So that's the page we're going to start. I'm going to start that as soon as I can. So once again, I do apologise for the delay. I'm not going to waffle on any further. So have a happy Sunday, everybody, and I'll speak to you soon. Love you all. Cheers.